Hello everyone. Today we are here to discuss a very important topic in polity and governance. The topic is personality rights. It is available in the KGS magazine. The topic personality rights has been in news for multiple reasons. Primarily because we live in the era of artificial intelligence and there are a number of apps which transforms voices, it transforms images, and in that context it presents the image or voice to be the voice or image of a particular individual, a very renowned personality. In fact, recently there have been instances where some of the celebrities that are there, they have approached courts to enforce their rights. They have they have approached the courts to enforce this right. The reason being that there has been a misuse of, or you can say there has been a use of voice, image, videos of them without their consent. In fact, there has also been a use of their content in such a manner which is pornographic and vulgar as well. Okay, that is the reason why today we are going to discuss personality rights. And the discussion would start with, first of all, understanding what is personality rights. So, how can we describe this very idea? And the description of it would involve, in a very simple sense, we would say what? These are legal entitlements. All rights are legal entitlements. So, these are legal entitlements. And the legal entitlement that protects an individual's control over commercial use of their identity attributes. That means when it comes to the usage of an individual's identity or attributes of their identity. That means whether it is about their images, attributes, including their voice, their mannerism, that is basically the attributes. Okay. So the commercial use of the legal entitlement to protect an individual's control over the commercial use of their identity attributes. That is basically what personality rights, personality rights can be defined as. And what, what would that include? Physical characteristics like name, image, voice, and unique mannerism, signatures, distinctive styles, etc., etc. Okay, so this is basically what personality rights are. Now, you can expect a question in your mains examination related to personality rights. Okay, and in order to completely comprehend the question, understand and write them, we need to understand not just what personality rights are, but also, first of all, what are the types of these rights. So there are two things or two sub components of this right. What are those? First, the right to publicity, and second, the right to privacy. What does that mean? Right to publicity means every individual has the right to publicize their, whether it is their voice, their mannerism, their signatures, etc., etc. Okay, so they have the right to commercially use it. And secondly, the right to privacy, which means protect the individual's right from unwarranted use. That means the identity, the mannerism, the signatures, the voice, the images that is there, it should not be used without their consent. Okay, it should not be used without their consent. That is the right to privacy. Okay, so there is a right to commercial use as well as the right to privacy. Now, what includes, what you also have to know is what it does not cover. What it does not cover. So anything that is newsworthy and in public interest. So if there is something which is newsworthy or in public interest, it cannot, it cannot be a part of this right. So suppose there is there is a individual who has performed an action which are no which is to be reported, necessarily to be reported, because it is in public interest. So that cannot cover under personality rights. So a individual cannot claim that because I have the right no over no oh, I have personality right, and therefore I should not, you should not specifically report this, no, or I have a legal entitlement not no for you not to report this. This is not something which can take place. Secondly, any parody, satire, or mimicry, you would find that there are a lot of individuals who who depict others in the form of a mimicry or a satire, etc. That is also not covered here. Second, artistic or transformatory work. So if suppose there is an individual who is copying someone, okay, who is copying someone, but using it as an artistic or transformatory in nature. That means maybe an individual, no, there is an artist who is, who is coming up with their own version of a previous, a previous material produced by someone else. So that does not cover under personality rights, okay? Or for that matter, public domain material. Anything that is in public domain, no, is not under personality rights, okay? Now, what is the key issue here? The key issue is the right to privacy. As we know that the Supreme Court in 2017 came up with a very important judgment, which was the Puttaswamy case. And here the Supreme Court declared that right to privacy is a fundamental right under Article 21 of the Indian Constitution. Okay. So in the Puttaswamy case, the Supreme Court recognized privacy as a fundamental right. Now comes the question, why do we need to protect personality rights? Or what is the need here? And the need is prevention of misuse or commercial exploitation. Preventing, preventing misuse of of someone's images, voices, personality, or for that matter, commercial exploitation without his consent. Like if we talk, no, if we talk about number of examples here, like deep fake videos that are there, that are generated, or for that matter, voice often no of different personalities that are used without their consent. Okay, so that part. Second is safeguarding dignity and privacy. Like there have been number of cases, as I've already told you, there have been Bollywood personalities who have approached the court for doing what? For safeguarding their dignity. Why? Because there are deepfake videos that are being generated which portray no which are portraying them, and they are being involved in vulgar activities. That is, there it is being portrayed in vulgar or pornographic activities. Now that is against the dignity of an individual. Like there were there were instances, there was a specific case involving a Bollywood celebrity where a video was portrayed, a deep fake video was portrayed, and it was not a good video. It was it was a bit vulgar video. That is basically compromise of dignity of an individual. So that should not happen. Second, recognition of creativity and commercial value. So if suppose an individual has come up with an artistic performance, so in that case, that performance, no, that product may have commercial value. So in that case, if the rights are not, no, they are not protected, that can definitely be misused. Okay. So that is there. Then comes legal certainty and consumer protection. Legal certainty and consumer protection. That means unauthorized use of celebrities' personality can mislead consumers through fake endorsements, eroding trust and enabling fraud. That can also happen. Like the voice of Amitabh Bachchan being used for digital arrests. Some no, this has also been reported. As you can see, this example has been used here. Okay, and how today we live in an era of artificial intelligence. Deep fakes are very No, it is very commonly and prominently used. Okay, so that is there. Now, what are the legal protection and judicial pronouncements here? Obviously, Article 19(1)(a) and Article 21. 19(1)(a) talks about freedom of speech and expression. Article 21 talks about right to life of an individual. Okay, so that is there. Then comes the Copyrights Act. Now, the 1957 law has two sections, Section 14 and Section 57. Section 14 of the law says what? Exclusive. It grants exclusive rights to reproduce, distribute, perform, and communicate the original work to the public. So, an individual who has suppose come up with an artistic performance, or for that matter any such thing, in that case they have exclusive rights to reproduce it. That means they have the right to reproduce it, distribute it, perform it, or for that matter use it for commercial purposes. No other individual can do that. Then comes section 57. What does it do? It recognizes authors' moral right to claim authorship to prevent distortion or mutilation of their work. So, an individual who has originally created a work has that very right. Then comes the Trademark Act 1999, and there are sections 28, 29 as well as section 27. What does these sections do? It safeguards unauthorized commercial exploitation or deceptive similarity of personal attributes. Like suppose there is an individual who has come up with a trademark, something which is unique. It cannot be copied with some minute modifications done and it is copied by someone. It cannot be done. That is what section 28 and 29 say. Section 27 recognizes the common law rights of passing off by giving unregistered trademark owners the right to sue someone, who have misrepresented their goods or services. That means they give the legal right to do what? Sue someone if they have copied or if they have misrepresented their trademarks. Then comes IT Act of 2000 is also there. It establishes what? Protection of digital identity. Okay, so that right is there. Then there is section 66E forbids acquisition, dissemination or transmission of private photographs without consent. Then section 79 is there, providing a conditional safe harbor to intermediaries requiring due diligence, removing unauthorized or harmful digital content. Like intermediaries would mean here, like if we talk about suppose social media websites, they are what? Intermediaries. Okay, that is protected under 79. Okay, then comes R Rajgopal versus State of Tamil Nadu 1995 case. Supreme Court upheld the right to safeguard their privacy along with the family, marriage, prosecution, motherhood, childbearing, education, among other matters. Then comes the ICC Development International Limited versus the RV Enterprise. Delhi High Court ruled that right to publicity derives from right to privacy and it applies to an individual's traits, name, voice, or likeliness, or commercial use without consent. Okay, so these are the rights that are there. Most importantly, the Article 19 Copyrights Act, Trademark Act is something that you have to know about. Okay. Now, what are the challenges to personality rights? First of all, there is a lack of or an absence of a legal framework. In India, such rights are not directly protected under a specific law or a dedicated law. It has to be derived from different laws, whether it is the Constitution, whether it is the Trademarks Act, whether it is the Copyrights Act. It has to be derived from that. Okay. Secondly, there is unequal recognition. Unequal recognition means what? See, there is a disproportionate favor celebrities' performance while ordinary individuals lack equal safeguards. That means, yes, the rights are extended to whom the individual celebrities, those individuals who are well known for whatever work they are doing. So that right is extended to them. but the same right is not applicable to other individuals or other citizens. Okay, that means if there is if there is a work, like if suppose we are talking about a voice, Amitabh Bachchan's voice, it is something which is very well known, and therefore if there is a misuse of his voice, he can approach the court. The court is very likely to uphold his rights. But that would not be the case for an individual, for someone else. So if someone else has come up with an artistic performance, not necessarily he would be extended the same rights. Okay. Then comes balancing competing rights. So there are competing rights also, like we have talked about freedom of speech and expression. So now freedom of speech and expression also gives the right to maybe advertise for advertise about a business. So in that case, if there is a usage of such voices, such maybe such such products for commercializing one's maybe one's enterprise, etc., it falls under article 19, but article 21 prohibits that. Why? Because there is a there is a right to livelihood also. So in that case, the personality rights are protected under article 21. So there are competing rights that are there. Then comes the technology and the AI related challenges. This is the most important one as of today. You will find that artificial intelligence has made things more and more complicated. So today, because of easy availability of such apps or such websites or such portals, which could do what? Which could at the click of one button allow for allow for generation of deepfake videos or copying someone's voice. That becomes a important challenge that is there. Okay. Now, what should be the way forward? The way forward should be, first of all, there is a need for legislative reforms. Okay. Yes, there has been a Digital Data Protection Act that India has adopted and now also notified. But the Digital Data Protection Act only talks about data. It does not talk about personality rights. So there is a need to do what? There is a need to come up with a reform related to this. So there needs to be an explicit mention of this right in a particular law, whether it is the Trademarks Act, Copyrights Act, or Digital Data Protection Act, but there needs to be an explicit mention of it. Second comes strengthening enforcement mechanism. How can that be done? By dedicated IP, cyber cells, enforcement agencies, in fact, maybe even establishment of special courts to enforce it. Then comes collaborative governance. Collaborative governance means what? There are number of, see, today we live in an era of governance. In an era of governance, there is not just the government, but there are also other individuals or other identities. Like in this case, if we talk about maybe social media websites, social media platforms like YouTube, X, Facebook, etc., etc. Now, these have to play an important role, so that it could be better enforced. And then comes public awareness and legal literacy. So there is a need, there is a need to generate campaigns so that people should be aware that if they are using such deepfake videos or they're publishing such videos, so there is a possibility of legal action against them, because a lot of times such contents are circulated just because people are not aware that they are legally prohibited. And finally, leveraging technological solutions. So how artificial intelligence can be used against artificial intelligence generated content, that becomes important. So how AI based detection tools can be adopted for deepfakes, blockchain based verification systems could come up with. Or if you take an example of US, the Digital Millennium Copyrights Act to safeguard digital identity of an individual. Primarily, we have to work on enforcing it from two ways. the legal way and the implementation. So what are the legal changes that could be made and what can be done for better enforcement? So legal changes could be adoption of a law or mentioning personality rights in a law. And then comes the enforcement part. Enforcement part would include mechanisms like cyber cells, specific courts, etc., as well as collaborative governance. Then comes public awareness part. This is basically the way forward related to this. Okay. So this is about personality rights. I hope you have understood it. This is a very important topic, very likely to appear in your mains examination. In your prelims examination, there may be factual questions related to it as well, or constitutional questions related to it as well, whether it is under Article 1921 or maybe you are asked about such laws. So what you can do in addition to what we have discussed is go through the different provisions of the law as well. Stay tuned for more videos on the current affairs magazine of KGS. Thank you.